The largest eco-village project in China is being forced to close by the Yunnan Authorities. 113 permanent residents of the second home Ecovillages project, part of the Global Ecovillage Network, have been given notice to vacate with no offers of assistance or compensation from the Yunnan Authorities. The second home is the largest ecovillage project in China, with spiritual pursuits and values. The core values of the second home are to revere the greatest creator, nature and life, and to follow the path of the greatest creator and the way of nature. We are creating and living a brand new life model with no marriage or traditional family, with no private ownership. People live together in a big harmonious family, and all resources belonging to the community. Currently, our community has 3 branches scattered in Anling, Chuxiong, and Lintang of Yunnan province, and our whole area is around 145 acres. The total number of permanent residents across all 3 branches is 113, including 12 children. The lifestyle and production methods of the second home Eco-Village project are totally different from the traditional lifestyle and production methods. Local government is afraid that we will develop into an illegal organization that could bring problems to Chinese society and to the government. And therefore they want to shut us down in order to avoid potential problems using the excuse that we did not register with the Department of City Affairs. 113 permanent residents are affected, the majority of whom are women up to 86 years of age. Our communities have existed peacefully with surrounding residents for more than 4 years and received government cooperation and encouragement over this time. We have now been given very short notice to vacate our homes, and the land we have tendered with no written legal documents given by the local government officials. The landlords are being pressured by local officials and government officers to end the lease early. Attacks on communities over the last 2 months have varied from damage to property to physical assaults on community members and are rumored to have been financed by local government officials. No assistance has been given to residents to relocate, nor has any form of compensation for costs incurred by the communities being offered. The second home was set up in April 2009. The first branch of the second home was located in Anling City of Yunnan Province. After 4.5 years of construction, it has already become a land of idyllic beauty. There are 48 permanent residents living in this branch now. It is being forced to close by the local government from November 27, 2013 till now. The third branch of the second home was established in June of 2011. After 2.5 years of construction, it has also become a beautiful place full of green trees, colorful flowers, and lots of birds singing. It was forced to close by the local government from April to November of 2013. No feedback was given, no action taken during the 6 months when the road leading to the third branch was vandalized, the power and network cables were cut, and part of our gate was pulled down. In November of 2013, under the threat of 14 local villages and local government bureaus, the 14 members who lived in the third branch were forced to withdraw. Beginning on the line C and finishing on the line Tings, it was illegally occupied by the local government without any compensation. The first branch of the second home was set up in August of 2011. For 2.5 years, we have devoted all of our human efforts, material resources, and money to transform this wonderland into a real paradise. It has hosted many foreign visitors from 15 countries around the world. There are 65 permanent residents living in this branch now. Beginning on November 30, 2013 and continuing through today, we are being forced to close down by the local governments with no written legal documents. The first disbandment to the third branch of the second home Ecovillage project. Address: near Shaowan Village, Chuxiong City, Yunnan, China. January 8, 2013. The Vice Governor of Yunnan Province, Ms. Ding Shaoxiang, came to the third branch located in Chuxiong City in the company of the head of the Provincial Public Security Department and some other police officers, and asked one of our members that, "I am not from the government. I have just come to see and know more about your community out of curiosity." He asked 2 questions in the conversation to know more about the community. The first was, "What is your community's plan if the government disbands your community?" And the second was, "What will your community do if Chuxiong City or the village wants to take the land back?" At that time, one of our members answered that if the government wants to take the land back, we will agree to move only if the government gives us written legal documents and reasonable compensation. March 6, 2013. We were notified by local village committee that the government was going to reclaim the land that the third branch occupied, because the local villagers had insufficient land on which to live, but no formal written notice was presented. March and April 2013, there were few negotiations between the community and the village representatives, but no agreement was met. We bought the property for the price of 540,000 yuan. According to the contract terms, if either party breaks the contract, the other party would receive compensation equal to 10 times the contract values. Also counting in investment that was invested into renovation and new buildings. We asked for a total compensation of only 5 million yuan, but the village representative did not agree, but said that we can take the new buildings and roads with us. April 25, 2013. The road leading to the third branch was vandalized and the power and network cables were cut. May 17, 2013. The wall of our gate was pulled down. Note: during the last 7 months from April to November, we have reported the above incident to the local police station. They came and investigated the case but gave us no feedback and took no action to satisfy our complaints. November 5, 2013, a group of people claimed to represent the village committee and other government bureaus, but without proper identification, came to the third branch and called the founder of the second home, Mr. Xue Feng, to tell him come to a meeting in Chuxiong City immediately. November 6 and 7, 2013, Xue Feng met with local village representative who claimed that the lease contract signed between our landlord and us was invalid, and that they wanted to reclaim the land. No photos or video recordings were allowed during the meeting. After the meeting, they disassembled the gate to the third branch and threw it away. November 8, 2013. In order to avoid any possible physical harm to community members, we decided to give up the property of the third branch and agreed that we would move out before November 23rd. Government and village representatives then announced that the lease contract was cancelled immediately and that we would not be given any compensation. They also required all residents to go home and not to go to the other branches. November 9, 2013. A bus was sent to the third branch by police, and they contacted the families of community members and told them that Xuefeng is a big cheater and that the families should take their relatives back home immediately. They also told people that they were coming to save them. November 19, 2013. 14 members safely withdrew from the third branch and were transferred to the other two branches. The third branch of the second home is located near Shaowan Village, Chuxiong City, Yunnan Province, in the People's Republic of China. It is being illegally but successfully occupied by the local governments, who are giving us no compensation. Here are some pictures of us moving out from the third branch. The fourth disbandment from the first branch of the second home Ecovillage project. Address: near Chuepu Village, Wenquan Town, Anning City, Yunnan, China. November 27, 2013. Local police officers came to the first branch located at Anning City to inquire and ask questions. We had been informed by all landlords that they wanted to terminate the contracts. One mentioned that it was not her intention, but she was under high pressure. November 30, 2013. One landlord called again and told us that he needed to take the land back and we must leave because this was the government's order and it was out of his control. December 3, 2013, 3 government representatives came to the first branch and told us that because we did not register on the Department of City Affairs, our form of collective living is called illegal assembly. Therefore, our community will be disbanded. We were also asked to give them feedback regarding the amount of compensation we expect to get within 2 or 3 days. They also mentioned that the only reason they did this is that they were under high pressure. December 5, 2013, representatives from the local village committee came and claimed that the government wanted to take the land back. So we asked them to show us the relevant documents and told them that as long as the central government does not say that we are an illegal organization, we will not move out. December 9, 2013, 3 representatives from the local village committee came and told us that in the last 4 years, we have never done anything against the law or made problems for the villagers, but we need to get ready to leave the place. They suggested that we do 2 things, that we estimate the amount of compensation we expect to get and that we check to see where else we can move in China. We replied that as long as we are advised by the central government that we are an illegal organization, we will leave the place immediately. But that now we do not plan to leave because we have not breached the lease contracts nor done anything illegal. December 12, 2013, the founder of the second home, Mr. Xuefeng, wrote the article, accepts the government's directive to dissolve the second home of Life Changyuan. December 13, 2013, Xuefeng wrote 2 articles which have not been translated into English yet. Steps of dissolving the second home and Yunnan local government, please don't push us too much. December 14, 2013, the landlord of Feng Huangsha sent us a notice which requires us to move out before December 21st. And the landlord told us that the original date he requested was January 30th, before the Chinese New Year's Eve, but the local government changed the date to December 20th. which means they wanted us to leave in 6 days. December 16, 2013, as the local government has pushed us to dissolve without any promise of solving our real difficulties, including those of the elderly and members who have quit their jobs, sold their houses and apartments and lands, and contributed everything to the community. The government said they will send the elderly to rest homes. We think this is very bad and an irresponsible arrangement. For younger members, they did not promise any compensation and just want us to leave. Plus, they said all the buildings are illegal, so there is no compensation and that the government can tear down these illegal buildings at any time. Therefore, we decided not to cooperate with them. We will stay at the place to protect our home and the community is not going to dissolve. Xue Feng wrote the article, The Solemn Declaration, the same home is not going to disband. December 19, 2013. About 15 police officers and some people alone came in the afternoon and talked to Xue Feng's assistants and tried to persuade us to dissolve. December 20, 2013. Some government representatives went to one part of the first branch to conduct face-to-face interviews with each member again. December 30, 2013. In the afternoon, a journalist from a famous media outlet in China arrived in the first branch. December 31, 2013, a few officers from local police station, military office, sub-district office, and the publicity department came and took the journalist away, saying that they want to invite him for lunch. The journalist expressed that he intended to come back after the meal, but the officer told him to take his luggage with him. The lieutenant journalist did not come back. At about 8 o'clock that evening, 3 people from a Hong Kong media outlet arrived in the first branch. Several officials from the local police station and Public Security Bureau came after 10 minutes and requested them to register and to present their work identification. They also asked them what their purpose was for visiting the community. January 1, 2014. A few officials from the local police station, sub-district office, and the forest fire prevention department came in the morning to ask us about the purpose of our guest visiting from Hong Kong. At about 1 o'clock that afternoon, some officers from the local police station, military office, and sub-district office, the same group of people who took the journalist away on the previous day, came to talk to our Hong Kong guests and wanted to invite them for lunch. They refused politely. January 2, 2014, our Hong Kong guests left in the morning. Then Xue Feng's assistant got many calls from local police station and sub-district office inquiring about their travel plans and contact numbers. January 7, 2014, the power to our water pump was cut off. Thus, our water pump could no longer function. January 8, 2014, we learned that the reason why the power to our water pump had been cut off was that the railway company that supplied us with power for our water pump was not going to supply us with power anymore. This seriously affected our water for life. We were also informed that the road that leads to the first branch will be closed down for maintenance from January 12th, so we may not be able to drive out. At 5 o'clock that afternoon, the power line of another place in the first branch, Fenghuangxia, was cut off. January 10, 2014, at around 10 a.m., around 10 people from Politics and Law Committee, Anning Ethnic and Religious Affairs Bureau, Anning Culture Broadcasting and Tourism Bureau, local police station, and a safeguard team came. They spoke with our branch managers and general manager for about 1.5 hours. During the conversation, someone said they hoped we could dissolve within 1 week. In the evening, one of our neighbors came and told us that a meeting was held this morning in the village and that the local government wanted to cut off our power and water supplies, as well as to block our way out. One of our power lines might be cut off tomorrow. January 12, 2014, at around 9 a.m., the power line in the Shenzhen, one area in the first branch, was cut off. January 17, 2014, around 4:45 p.m., the power lines of the first branch were all cut off. Also in the afternoon, the local government started maintaining the main mountain road leads to the first branch, and there was a mound in the middle of the road only left around a 1 meter wide space for pedestrians, but cars cannot get through. In the meantime, the walkway to the Fenghuangxia, one of the places in the first branch, was blocked by a deep hole and big stones. Moreover, in the late afternoon, we found our water pipes were cut into 11 parts. The first disbandment to the first branch of the second home Ecovillage project, address near Wulao Mountain, Linchang City, Yunnan, China. November 28, 2013, 7 representatives from the local village committee and the local government came to the first branch located in Linchang City and said that the local villagers want to reclaim the land and therefore the lease contract is legally invalid. The landlord said that this was out of his control. November 30, 2013, about 40 people with the support of the local village committee and some government departments came to the gate of the first branch in the morning. One community member requested them to show their IDs. They refused and claimed, "We are local villagers and it is unnecessary to show you our IDs. If you do not open the gate, I will kick it down and come in." And then he pushed and kicked the gate open. Someone pushed down a sister who was taking pictures and tried to grab the camera from her by force. Her head was hurt and one arm was bleeding because of scratcher. Another sister tried to help her but was held back by 2 strong men. Terrified children all broke into tears. Many community members came to the scene and after some quarrels between 2 parties, the invading group left. "You people must leave this place within 10 days. This was their last notice. About 4 o'clock in the afternoon, we found that the water pipe had been cut and destroyed. December 1st, 2013, at around noon, the electricity was cut off intentionally by someone known. December 2nd, 2013. This morning, our people went out to fix the water pipe which had been intentionally destroyed by someone yesterday. At around 10 a.m., we found that water flow was very weak. But when we went to check the pipe again, we noticed that they had destroyed another section of pipe 10 meters away from the first one we had fixed. They also cut a third pipe which transports our main water source. At around 1:30 in the afternoon, more than 10 motorcyclists came. They stopped outside the gate and kicked our asbestos fence down. Later on, they went to damage the water pipe that we had just fixed this morning. As they left, 6 people tried to threaten us by shouting very loudly and viciously. At about 11:30 that night, a few people came and threw stones at the asbestos fence and again shouted loudly, and a part of the fence was destroyed. Some members were awakened by the noise and did not sleep well that night. December 5, 2013, At around 1:15 p.m., about 20 people stopped their van around 100 meters from our gate. Some of them came and stood viciously in front of the gate. They kicked our gate and shouted violently at us, threatening us that the 10 days deadline is very close and we must leave soon. We fought back verbally and refused to open the gate. Another 4 or 5 people stood outside on the road and threw big stones onto our fence. Those stones broke the fence and fell down into our home. Our solar water heater was damaged severely by the stones and no longer functions. At around midnight, some people came back and threw small stones towards our community and shouted loudly. Then they left very quickly.
过来点，过来点，过来点，多少个包？啊？把小点过来点。
挺厉害嘛。
我就几十来斤的啊，给你们这个大伙的手个好。
因为我那实际是也快到了啊，实际快到了哦。
啊？呀，这本山区啊。
他那是找个清朝。
你一天收了多少钱？你。
这个兄弟最胖那个，这兄弟最胖的。
你们按道理应该跟我一边的，我边的，都说。
都是我的最胖那个。
黄的存在。
我水黄的不对。
我让水黄的这。
你要去找甲方，不要找我们，我们又不是在你们那里住的。拿出证据。
不是张叔，我的自盘，我说的我说的自盘。
快点给我找你出来了就可以了。你要可以指拿他，你跟
我到啊，赶不到。
你到这。
就这样子吧，说。他买皮。
如果有人到你们家，就
那你们等110过来。
就是你家啊，就是你家啊。
就是你家。
哦，你给他做嘛的？啊，
你
这个清楚，把研究了搬来可以，是吧？
也是为人父亲的，对不对？
不跟他搞，不跟他搞，
啊！
你要干不跟他搞，
你给他个做，我给别的，这样的只怕。
随你那边。
当然了，
随便，我的手里是盘的。
有善报，我跟你说。
还我呢？肯定。
别那么嚣张，你们从来不欺死，你杀人就要偿命，杀人偿命。记得杀人偿命，谁人报应了？
你们别找，等110过来。
下来。
哦，你再提。
我就70来斤的啊，给你们这个大伙的手个好。
因为我那实际是也快到了啊，实际快到了哦。
你踢呀，那本事再踢呀。
他那是找个清朝。
你一天收了多少钱？你。
这个兄弟最胖的那个，这兄弟最胖的我。
你们按道理应该跟我一边的，我边的。
就是我的最胖的那个。
黄的存在。
我水黄的对。
我让水黄的这。
你要去找甲方，不要找我们，我们又不是在你们那里住的。拿出证据。
不是张叔，
我的自盘，
我说你我啥的自盘。
我找你出来了就可以了。你要可以指拿他，你跟
不到啊，赶不到。
你到这。
就这样子吧，说。他买皮。
如果有人到你们家，
那你们等110过来。
这是你家啊，这是你家啊。
这是你家，我们家，这是你家。
你花个7万块，你妈卖皮。有嘛的？
你这跟我都不清楚。
把这个，
来拿来，
你把哪个到？
哦，你给他做嘛的？
啊？哦，你把哪个
到？
到？
全年都搬来可以。
过来。
你踢他呀！你再踢。
为什么要活出来？
拿出来我才要活他，拿出来我看到。
你不跟到？
你以前没看吗？
没看，我没看那个。
你就没看？
你说啊，你这个，这得是我的自盘，这得是我的证。
不是，你听我说，我们这里是吧？
这是我给来追那个，你是我就来个嘛。你干个自己拿我就来嘛。我这里是，你管去找。
December 7, 2013, several representatives of the Lintang City Forestry Bureau came and issued us a notice which says that the 49 standalone houses are illegal buildings because we did not apply for building permits and that we have changed the purpose of some forest land. According to the Chinese forest law, we will face a fine of 168,012 yuan, and we need to restore the property to its original condition. The notice also says that we have the right to apply for a hearing, but if we do not do this after 3 days, it means that we are willing to give up this right. December 10, 2013, representative from Lintang City Forestry Bureau came again and issued a penalty decision letter to us, saying that we must pay a fine of 160,012 yuan within the next 15 days, and the property must be restored to its original condition within the next 2 months. If we do not agree, we can apply for a reconsideration within 60 days or file a lawsuit in the local court. Over the past 2 years, we have protected the original trees, plus we have planted 3,300 new fruit trees of various types. The Lintang City Forestry Bureau asked us to restore some wildland upon which we have built 49 residential units. December 11, 2013, the team leader of Maintaining Public Order and the Assistant Director of Yunnan Public Security Bureau came to issue the order of their leaders. The Public Security Bureau of Yunnan Provincial Government orders to disband the second home, and we are not allowed to stay in Yunnan anymore. December 12, 2013, Xue Feng wrote the article, Accept government's directive to dissolve the second home of the Life Changyuan. December 13, 2013, Xue Feng wrote 2 articles, Steps for dissolving the second home, which has not been translated into English yet, and we know local government, please do not push us too much. That evening, the team leader of Maintaining Public Order and the Assistant Director of Yunnan Public Security Bureau came to listen to our meeting about difficulties, questions, and requirements of our dissolution. December 16, 2013, the local government pushed us to dissolve without any promise of solving our real difficulties, including those of the elderly and members who have quit their jobs, sold their houses, apartments, and lands, and contributed everything to the community. The government said that they will send the elderly to rest homes, which we think is very bad and irresponsible arrangement. For younger members, they did not promise any compensation and just want us to leave. Plus, they said that all the buildings are illegal, so there is no compensation and the government can tear down the buildings at any time. Therefore, we decided not to cooperate with them. We will stay at the place to protect our home, and the community is not going to dissolve. Xue Feng wrote this article, The Solemn Declaration. The second home is not going to disband. December 18, 2013, at around 3:30 p.m., our branch director and another brother went to check a main water source which supplies most living water. Then they found that it had been destroyed badly by someone, and that the pipe had been dug out along the road and was cut into 34 parts. Judging by the dirt left around, it was probably done this morning or early afternoon. 3 Chinese websites were banned tonight after we announced the name of Vice Governor Ding Shaoxiang online. From within China, our websites can only be accessed by using proxy servers. December 19, 2013, officials from Lintang Forestry Bureau came again to check our response to the decision letter. Founder Xue Feng met one lawyer for a few hours to explain our situation and asked for professional advice. December 24, 2013, a vehicle sent by the Lintan First Public Security Bureau came every day and stopped 100 meters short of a gate, broadcasting loudly the forest law, marriage law, and the juvenile education law. December 26, 2013, the Deputy Director of the Ningtan City Public Security Bureau and the team leader of maintaining public order came and told us that the government had not changed its mind to disband the community. They requested us to dissolve the community as early as possible and said that the government was busy during the season of the Chinese New Year, but they will continue to carry out the disbandment plan after the big holiday. December 27, 2013, a journalist from a famous Chinese media outlet visited the community to learn about our new lifestyle and the recent events happened to the community. He also interviewed Chifeng, some community members, 17 Mangpan villagers, and one team leader from the villager. December 30, 2013, the journalist went to interview local Forest Bureau, Public Security Bureau, and the police station officials, but he was told that they should get approval of the press office of the Ningxiang district government before they can give the interview. He then went to the press office, where he was told to wait until the evening and hold reporting the event. In the afternoon, the journalist left for the first branch. December 31, 2013, the officials from Ningtan City Forest Public Security Bureau come to notify us that we should go to the Government Legislative Affairs Office of Ningxiang District on January 2nd to deal with the administrative restoration matter with regard to our application for the restoration of the punishment decision made by the Forest Bureau. January 1st, 2014. Between 1 p.m. and 6:30 p.m., a vehicle from the Forest Bureau stopped near our gate and blocked the only exit from our community. Between 2 p.m. and 4 p.m., one repaired water pipe was again damaged by vandals. When we walked to check the water pipe and passed by the van, the officials inside the car asked, "What are you guys going to do?" At 6 o'clock that evening, we called the leader of the Forest Bureau to complain and said that their behavior had breached the Chinese Constitution. 20 minutes later, they moved the van to a center area 100 meters away from the gate. The van did not leave until 11 o'clock that night. January 2nd, 2014, the Linxiang District Forest Bureau called in the early morning and said that the meeting for administrative restoration at the Government Legislative Affairs Office would be postponed. At 2 p.m., two members were going out to the Government Legislative Affairs Office to check the pleadings and other relevant documents submitted by the Forest Bureau. The vehicle was on the road for 5 minutes when it was stopped by a few traffic police officers who claimed to have a safety check. They checked the driver's license, the vehicle's license, and the personal IDs of those two members, and write down the information. They asked us, "Where do you come from, and where are you going?" They also requested us to open the engine hood and the trunk. It took about 10 minutes for them to finish checking it. After that, one officer went to a roadside tree and reported on a walkie-talkie to someone in a low voice. During this period, we saw many vehicles driving past us without the need for a safety check. From 11:40 in the morning and 10:30 that night, the Forest Bureau sent 2 vehicles and used 2 big loudspeakers facing the community, continuing broadcasting the contents of various Chinese laws, which has seriously disturbed our members' normal break times. At around 9 o'clock that night, we called 110, the Chinese police emergency phone number, and the police promised to come quickly, but they never did. Around 10:20 p.m., Chifeng called the Vice Director of Lintan City Public Security Bureau and required them to stop such illegal activity. Then, On 10:45 p.m., they stopped the broadcast and left. January 3rd, 2014. The broadcasting still continues. It lasts from 10 in the morning until 8 in the evening without cease for 10 hours to provide us with legal education. January 1st, 2014. Our Hong Kong journalists from First Branch arrived at Lintang. They wanted to interview one of our members who is a Hong Kong citizen. However, on their way to the First Branch, they were refused entry to the mountain where our First Branch located with the excuse of forest fire prevention, no outsiders entering onto the mountain. Then they had to go back to the hotel, and as per their comments, they were monitored and followed by unknown people. The broadcasting in the First Branch did not stop until 11 o'clock that night. January 5th, 2014. Our Hong Kong journalists from the First Branch were blocked by many local police officers and the Vice Director of Ningtang Foreign Affairs Office when they were checking out of the hotel in Ningtang City. The officer told them that it is now the period of forest fire prevention and that no tourists are allowed to enter into the mountain which houses the First Branch. In addition, according to the commandment from the provincial government and the city council, the event related to the second home of live streaming is not to be reported and no one is to be interviewed. The messages they delivered to our Hong Kong journalists was all false information. They also said Hong Kong and Macau journalists are not allowed to report or interview on this event. Finally, with cooperation from officers in the Foreign Affairs Office, our Hong Kong guests booked the air tickets and left Ningtang. Meanwhile, the Vice Director of the Ningtang Public Security Bureau and the leader of the local police station informed us that because of the forest fire prevention initiative, there were some inspection spots along the way to the First Branch to conduct inspections of traffic and people. With regards to the broadcasting, it started at 9:15 in the morning. 5 minutes later, the Vice Director of the Public Security Bureau and the leader of the local police station came. The broadcasting then stopped till 10:55 a.m. After that, broadcasting resumed until 9 o'clock that night. January 7, 2014, the journalist Chen Yang from the Beijing TV program People arrived. She was required to show her identification card at the checkpoint to the First Branch, and the officer at the checkpoint took a photo of her identification card. The broadcasting started from 10 a.m. until noon and then restarted at 12:40 p.m. and ran until 6:30 in the evening. January 8, 2014, the Vice Director of the Ningtang Public Security Bureau came again with another officer around 10 o'clock in the morning. During the conversation with Xue Feng, they also had a talk with the Beijing journalist Chen Yang. At around noontime, they left with Chen Yang with the excuse of taking her out for lunch. At around 4 p.m., the officer from the Public Security Bureau came back with Chen Yang, and under requirement of the Public Security Bureau and other relevant departments, she packed and left. She told us that our web communications and phone conversations had been monitored. The Public Security Bureau knew the details of our communications very clearly. The crisis is getting more and more serious. The fourth branch is pretty much blockaded. The Justice Bureau's van parks in front of the gate constantly. There are checkpoints along the road which are 3 to 4 kilometers away from the fourth branch, and the officers they are always monitoring us. The broadcasting started from 10 a.m. till 12 p.m. Then restarted from 2 p.m. till 5 p.m. January 9, 2014, at around 3 p.m., a helicopter hovered over the fourth branch for about 2 hours. The broadcast ran from 11 a.m. until noon, and then again from 2:25 p.m. until 5 p.m. January 11, 2014, the broadcasting started from 9:30 a.m. to 11:50 a.m., then again from 2:15 p.m. to 3:30 p.m. At 3:30 p.m., the broadcasting paused, and the generator used for the loudspeakers was put to a sand ground. Some workers started installing a mobile room. The size of the room is between 7 and 8 square meters, and it is about 100 meters away from our main gate. We went there after 5 o'clock p.m., and 2 workers were still working. They told us this mobile room is for officers from the local public station. January 15, 2014, around 9:40 a.m., 2 officers from the Forest Public Security Bureau came and urged us to take action regarding to the penalty of 168,012 yuan. Just after they left, about 10 a.m., 4 officers from the Education Bureau came. They refused to show us their IDs, and they questioned our children in a serious manner. They also said all the teachers in the first branch must have teacher certificates. Apart from that, they conduct series of inspections such as the fire prevention and the sanitary condition in the kitchen. At last, they required us: 1. For the breakfast, we must provide the children with a glass of milk and an egg every day. 2. Some children expressed that they missed their grandparents. 3. send all the children back home for regular education. January 17th, 2014, after 11 a.m., a group of 6, including the representative from nearby villages, came and talked with us about the land reclaim issue. They said to claim the land back is the request from the villagers. They have no choice. We expressed our thoughts and gave them some suggestions for their reference. The conversation lasted less than 20 minutes and then they left at 12 p.m. Early evening, we knew from one of the members in the first branch through internet, who has temporarily left the community about 1 month ago. Our local police station sent a fax to her hometown and mentioned that the signal will be disbanded, and the Ningtang Forest Bureau will tear down all buildings after February 5th. The local government wished the relatives of our members persuade us to leave the community, and the transportation fee will be covered by the local police station. January 26, 2014, around 6 p.m., the Deputy Director of the Ningtang City Public Security Bureau and the team leader for maintaining public order came to check whether any member had left and for detailed information about them, including their names and IDs. They also told us that the government will not give us any compensation because we are dissolving by our own decision. As friends of our community, they personally suggest that we should initiate a request for the remainder of our rent in order to minimize our loss. January 29, 2014. Today, we received a notice from the Ningxiang People District Court about the acceptance of the lawsuit between Ningtang City Forest Bureau and us. It will begin in just over 1 month on March 4th.